Discretion is advised. Your mama black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's racist!
A 19-year-old is facing charges in an overnight rape and robbery Thursday in uptown Charlotte. Charlotte-Mecklenburg police were called to the 500 block of East Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard at 1:45 a.m. about a couple who had been robbed at gunpoint. The victims told police that the woman was also sexually assaulted. The victims told investigators that they were walking in the 200 block of East Martin Luther King Boulevard toward their hotel when a man confronted them with a handgun and forced them into an alley. The male victim was then bound and the female was sexually assaulted. The suspect then took a cell phone and wallet as well as both victims' clothing and took off. The suspect, Tevin Quayshawn Williams, 19, was arrested a few hours later. He is charged with 2 counts of first-degree rape, 3 counts of first-degree sex offense, 2 counts of first-degree kidnapping, 2 counts of armed robbery and possession of a stolen firearm.
Couple who, as they were walking in the 200 block of East MLK Boulevard, were approached by a suspect armed with a handgun. The suspect then forced the victims into an alleyway, a little side alleyway area, where he bound the male victim, sexually assaulted the female victim, and then robbed both of them of their property before he fled the scene. The victims were able to run to a nearby hotel where they flagged down the clerk, and subsequently 911 was called. We established a perimeter, K9 helicopter were involved. As Lieutenant Moorfield mentioned, the victims were able to give us a very detailed description of the suspect. At about 3:30, 2 of our Central Division officers who were vigilant and watching for the suspect located, someone mentioned that description, near the corner of Trade and Tryon. That suspect was eventually positively identified as the suspect in the robbery and sexual assault. The suspect was transported to the law enforcement center where he was subsequently interviewed by our detectives. He will be charged with 2 counts of first-degree rape, 3 counts of first-degree sex offense, 2 counts of first-degree kidnapping, 2 counts of armed robbery, and 1 count of possession of a stolen firearm. What we know in these early stages of the investigation is that the firearm that he used was stolen recently from a vehicle in Central Division, which, as you know, is a problem that we talk about quite often, folks leaving firearms unattended in their vehicles. So I can't stress enough how important it is for folks to properly secure their firearms. If not for having access to this handgun, this unfortunate incident might have been prevented. The suspect's been identified as Tevin Quayshawn Williams. We know that Mr. Williams has a history of robbery offenses, spent some time in prison, was recently released from prison on a common law robbery, a string of common law robberies that he committed back in 2015.
19-year-old here is accused of robbing and sexually assaulting a couple at gunpoint in an alley in Uptown. That frightening crime happened on East MLK Boulevard just before 2 o'clock this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Glenn Counts just finished speaking with police. Glenn.
Well, Stephanie, this is certainly a brazen crime, and the only reason that the suspect is behind bars this midday is because the victims were able to give a very good description, and of course, police were able to spot the suspect. Now, here is a look at that suspect. He is 19-year-old Tevin Quayshawn Williams. Police say that he ambushed an out-of-town couple around 1:45 in the morning as they were walking along Martin Luther King Boulevard by the convention center. Now, they were supposedly heading back to their hotel when police said that Williams approached them and forced them into an alley at gunpoint. The man was tied up. As soon as the victims managed to get free, they then ran to a neighboring business to get help.
Officers were still circulating the area, even though it was about 2 hours after the fact. They were alert, they were vigilant, they spotted someone matching the description who seemed to be evading their attention. Got out with that suspect and were eventually able to identify him as the suspect.
Well, one of the most disturbing aspects of this crime is that both victims were allegedly sexually assaulted. Both victims were allegedly sexually assaulted. Both victims were allegedly sexually assaulted. Now, police did find the gun on the suspect, and by the way, they tell us that that gun was stolen and had been taken from a vehicle here in Uptown just a few days ago. Reporting live from the Law Enforcement Center, Glenn Counts, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.